Hello, welcome to Narrowboat Precious Jet. If this is your first time, glad to have you. You're more than welcome to hang around. My name's Steve Tyrrell. I'm currently moored up at the Swan Lane Wharf on the Coventry Canal in Coventry. This little chap, my dog Charlie. He's very noisy. Anyway, in this episode, still doing more work on the bilge. And a bit of a paint issue. My fault really, I should have used degreaser. Anyway, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and please hang around and enjoy. See you soon. Paint on the floors that I've painted on has dried. However, getting a fair amount of bleed through. And the only thing I can think is that it's because I didn't degrease the base plate. So in the shower room I have fur tan the floor, so I'm going to try and degrease this now. I know it's probably a bit late, but I'm going to try and get off what I can, because you can see it's got a bit of bleed through there as well, so I'm thinking there must be a bit of grease down there or something in the metal. I should have done it before I did the fur tan, but it didn't look too bad, so I thought it's not greasy, but obviously you're always going to get a bit of surface grease on metal, you know. So yeah, so I'm going to fur tan it now and give it a wash out and get the wet and dry vac, and then vac up all the moisture, give it a bit of a rub through, and then wipe it down afterwards and try and dry the bilge as much as I can. The trouble is the weather's changed now, so things are taking a lot longer to dry, because that fur tan's been on there for 4 or 5 days, and in the far corner there, that is still quite moist. So yeah, I might have to bring a fan in here or something just to shift the air around and help dry it, because the condensation on the base plate now I don't think is helping to allow things to dry out. So, but as you can see, I've got a bit of bleed through, so I might try and degrease that now. This where I've painted here, give it another wash and a degrease, and try again maybe, because it might work. I don't know, there's always ways, you know. And if it stays like that, then well, it's still better than it was, because it's still got a protective layer of paint on it, which is more than it had before. So the plan today is I'm going to degrease and wash that out, and I'm going to shift the ballast out of the engine room. Shift the ballast and the insulation out the engine room here. Have a look, see what condition the base plate's in, which I think is going to be quite good actually. There is a bit of oil drippage down there. Look, you can just see from where the tap that sucks it out the sump is, the engine sump. So that's going to need degreasing and looking after. So this room, the floor, I want to do a proper job in here, I think, and give it a proper degrease and give it a real good clean. And then I think I'll have to do that in the back cabin as well, is sand it, degrease it, wash it, then fur tan it, then wash the fur tan off, then let it dry, then paint it. So, and that's one thing I didn't do in here, is I didn't wash the fur tan off either. And I think that doesn't help. I think that the excess fur tan's probably bleeding through as well, which doesn't help. But it's not a massive issue. It's a protective layer on the paint, which is all I wanted. No one's ever going to see it. I mean, I might have a bilge fridge down here, but I don't think many people are even going to see that. Right, I think I just learned a bit of a lesson there. So if you look at this one, that fur tan's taken quite nice. There's a couple of patches where it hasn't. The fur tan hasn't even touched that in places. And I think the problem is contamination. So I think I'm going to get the little grinder out and take that top surface off and try and fur tan that again. And I might even give this surface here a buff and try this again. Now I've degreased it. Yeah, so that surface there, I think I'll grind that. Not grind it, but I've got like a plastic wheel I'll put on my grinder, and I'll give it a blast with that. And then I'll degrease it and wash it out again. Right, so let's try again with a fur tan. I know the floor is still wet, but it says you can put it down onto a wet floor. You're supposed to wash the floor first anyway, so I've only got a little bit of this left, so I'm going to have to order some more of this fur tan. I'm going to use a lot more of this. So let's try again. Let's see how we get on this time. So that is the whole bottle. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, I think I'm just going to have to smush it around. And then when I get home this afternoon, I'll order another bottle. Okay, because the floor is slightly damp, it is thinning out quite well, which ain't a bad thing. I don't know how this is going to get on with drying though, because as I said earlier, it's a little bit cold now, and the base plate does tend to get a little bit damp. Not that anybody's living on the boat at the moment, because they're not. It's definitely not livable at the moment, so let's just smooth this around. I'll try and put it on as thinly as possible because I want it to dry as fast as possible. So let's just see how we go. As I say, I haven't got much here anyway, so a thin coat is all you're going to get. As I say, because the floor is wet, it is spreading fairly well. Could have done with a tad more, but you know, we'll make do. We will make do. And like I said in the previous video, I think fur tannin and all the other stuff like it, I think there's one called Crust, and there's a few out there, there's a few on the market, they all do pretty much the same thing. I don't think they're the sort of product where the more you put on the better the job is. I think it's the kind of product that as long as the surface is covered, it does the job. You know, it only has to have a very thin cover, it doesn't need to be put on really thick. And I think the issue I've had before is if I put it on too thick, it's not dried, and it's just stayed quite moist on the top of the surface like so. I'm going to try and put it on really thinly if I can. Let's see how we go. I'm just trying to scoop up the stuff from down here and take it down the other end now. I bet you're loving watching this, aren't you? This is interesting narrowboating at its best. You never see David at Cruising the Cut doing this sort of stuff. You know, that's why he's got loads of viewers. He puts interesting stuff on his vlogs. Me? You sit and watch paint dry on my vlog. Anyway, I think you've probably had about enough of this. You can see what's happening. I'll show you a video in a minute. Right, that's the bilge out in the engine room, and I'm really happy with that. Really happy. It's cleaned up a treat. All I've done is brushed it and then vacuum cleaned up all the dirt. This is where, in here in the engine, that's the pump out for the oil, and you can see where it's run down here. So that's all going to need degreasing there before I do anything. So what I might do is just get the sander out, give that a good sand around these dirty bits, and on this new paint bit down the bottom here where it still looks fairly fresh, and same on the other side. You do the same with that. Just going to sand it, and then what I think I'll do is I'll give it a light fur tanning. So I'll sand it down, degrease it, wash it all out, give it a fur tan, and then I'll degrease and wash the fur tan out, and then I'll let it dry thoroughly, and then I'm going to paint it with bilge paint, because I want this bit in here to look absolutely 100% tip top, because this is probably one of the places you're going to see the most of when you've got the floor out, because there's going to be a false floor in here. So this will be one of the places that you'll see into the bilge quite a lot, because this is where the battery bank is going to be. All the battery bank, all the electrics. If there's space, there'll probably be a bit of a beer fridge in here as well, maybe. But yeah, battery and electrics is what's going to be down here. There you go then. Right, that is me done for the day now. I've got to go and pick my car up. My white 90's gone in for an MOT, so we'll see. And then I've got to start thinking about getting the 130 fixed, getting the gearbox fixed. Right, today is Saturday, the 28th of November. The last time I was here was last Monday. Unfortunately, at the moment, all the vlogs are going to be a bit like watching paint dry. Because I can't spend as much time here as I really want to. My vlogs aren't processing, or the work in here isn't progressing as much as I'd like it to. So anyway, where we got up to at the moment. So these have been painted now and they're dried. So today, the plan today is to wash these out and get them ready to top coat. I need to degrease and rust proof that part of the bilge in the engine room, and then I'd like to try and, I've cleared some of the wood out of here. I'd like to clear some of that polystyrene out there, the Kingspan insulation, get rid of that, some of the wood, get the wood cleared out. That side of the counter there, I need to take that out because I need to take that out before I can do any more painting. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash and clean that, degrease this, tidy out in there and take some stuff out, and that'll see me through to today. Then that'll get me done. I'll be quite happy with that, and then that'll be enough work for the day. So, and then there's more plans for the boat because I was only going to do half the boat this year. This floor in the back end of the boat, the back end of the, well, it's not the back end, it's the front end of the boat. The front end of the boat's the mess because this is what I'm using for storage at the moment. So these bits of wood here, I was going to go up a couple of bays, but I'm thinking now, if I've got this far, I may as well just do the whole floor. So that's the plan now. So all the front of the boat here, although it's a bit of a mess, I know that, I'm going to tidy all this stuff out the front of the boat, take a lot of it back to my house, store it away in my shed, and then take this dinette out. It's constructed in exactly the same way as the rear cabin was, and they've got like hidden screws that you screw into, and because they're old and they've rusted, they're an absolute pain in the butt to get out. But I don't want to destroy this because I ended up destroying the rear cabin. I don't want to destroy this dinette. I really like the dinette here at the moment. Whether it stays here forever, I doubt it, but at the moment it serves a great purpose and I do like it. So plan is take the dinette out as carefully as possible. Now anybody that knows me, family and friends, they're all laughing now because they know how much of a ham-fisted, hammer wielding destruction artist I am. So I think because all the screws are rusted, I'm going to drill all the screws out and take it apart gently. Now I know you're all laughing because as you've seen in the past, me and gentle don't go hand in hand. However, I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to be a very good boy and I'm going to do the best I can. So that's the plan at the moment. So bear with me for the next couple of vlogs, probably until after Christmas, because I can't get here as much as I'd really want to. I'd love to spend hours here every day, 8 hours a day. I'd love to spend here and get it all done and just smash it all and get it all out of the way. It's not going to happen. Not until probably mid-January, February, when my contract work has dried up, because as I said in the last vlog, I'm now technically unemployed, although I'm never going to be out of work. I have my Class 1 HGV licence, or for my friends across the water, CDL. So I've got my CDL licence, so I can drive big trucks. So I'm never going to be out of work. They're screaming out for big truck drivers at the moment. Although I don't particularly enjoy driving big trucks, it's going to pay my bills. Well, it's not often I'm overly impressed. However, Aquaseal, that's amazing. I used the Furtan and that was quite good. In places didn't stick, but that was probably my lack of preparation. However, this time I've used a product called Aquaseal, and if I remember I'll put a link down in the cards. That's amazing. That is amazing stuff. And I got it because it's they're recommended to use it on oil rigs and stuff. You know, it's quite capable of tolerating salt water, and you can put it onto a wet surface as well, which is why I quite liked it. So anyway, painted it on. Look at that, and you could literally see it working straight away. So yeah, that is exactly what I'm going to use for the rest of the boat. Aquaseal. I'm overly impressed. That's amazing. I'm well impressed with that. Right, just quickly show you now before it gets dark. It's about 3:10 now on the Saturday. I might pop round tomorrow morning for an hour or two, but I've got to go to work tomorrow night. So that's Sunday night, I've got to go to work. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you back of the boat. Right, so that piece at the side, on the side counter there, that's gone now. So that's the top of the Oxter plate there. That don't look too bad actually. I think I'm going to have to remove that board under the back there as well. Just so, because I think that is actually soaked in diesel. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to take that out and clean it. Or put a fresh board in anyway. Which means this is probably going to have to go as well. Which I probably wanted to get rid of it anyway. So, right. So, a bit messy in here, although I thought I'd show you what it looks like now I've finished. So if I just turn around, walking on all the rubbish. Hello, Smokey. Hey up, Smokey. Right, okay, so that's the mess in the back cabin now. So all this rubbish down here on the floor, all these bits of wood, and all that bits of wood over there, and that Kingspan stuff there, I'm going to chuck in the back of the car and take to the tip. So everything you see here, apart from that one box there, and the ballast, everything now is going to go to the tip. Yeah, so that's going to all come out, and then I'm probably going to come here tomorrow morning, lift the prop shaft, or I might just clean around the back of the prop shaft and do this in sections. So I might just come here and have a tidy up and sort things out. So anyway, that's where we are today. That's going to be it, I think, pretty much for you guys this week, unless I come tomorrow. So all right, chat to you soon. Bye for now.